How can you rank for near me keywords? Services near me is an absolute goldmine for local SEO. So you know how it works. When you first set up your site, supposing you're a dentist and you want to try and rank for dentist Tottenham, of course we have the local map pack at the top. That's one ranking system, but then we also want the organic results below that. But the limitation here is always volume. So here dentist Tottenham has an estimated search traffic of 480 searches per month, whereas the vast majority of people in Tottenham looking for a dentist will either search dentist near me or just dentist. So just going to Ahrefs, we can see dentist Tottenham, 150 searches per month, traffic potential 200. We've got a few variations on that, Tottenham dentist, so around 200-300 searches per month. But then we have dentist near me, 159,000 searches per month. And dentist near me, 20,000 searches per month. Private dentist near me, NHS dentist near me. Now, of course, the complication here is regional versus national. So yes, there's 159,000 searches for dentist near me, but if you're a dentist in Tottenham, then there's no point ranking for all the people searching for dentist near me in Inverness in Scotland. But it remains to be said that the vast majority of your clients are going to come from people searching dentist near me in your local area, not from people searching dentist Tottenham dentist. So how can you effectively target and rank for dentist near me so that the people searching dentist near me in your local area who are qualified clients will find your practice? Now, there are a few nuances, and to be honest, ranking for near me keywords is not actually that difficult. In the past, I've seen national affiliate websites that are able to rank for near me search terms really well. So it might just be they're trying to sell affiliate products or something like that, and they can go through all these services and rank for service near me just by writing content that targets that near me keyword. Because remember, Google is just a machine. So supposing you were a dental aggregator or one of these big directory websites, you could rank for how to find dentists near me, and then certainly have a big call to action that leads people to go into your directory to find a local dentist to them. So you absolutely can fox Google and simply force your page to rank for near me keywords. You do need to watch that though, because basically depending on where Ahrefs is actually scraping from, you can skew your data. Because remember, Ahrefs is performing all these searches and aggregating all this data from its own location. So if we just do dentist near me, you'll generally find it's picked a certain location. So this all seems to be London. Now, if we switch this to United States, you'll generally find it's searching, yes, it is often in Houston, Texas. We do often see the Ahrefs location. So you can see all of these are Houston, Texas. So there's an inherent data bias there, something you've got to be very careful with Ahrefs. For local searches, it's not a problem if you've got a national website and you're just relying on keywords that are searched nationally. But once you go down to these local searches, it actually becomes quite difficult with Ahrefs, because the near me search will be based on the location of where Ahrefs is searching from. It doesn't matter for other keywords, so dentist in Houston will always be results for dentist in Houston, but near me searches, if you targeted Houston dentist, you could probably get a massive traffic graph because you'll rank for dentist near me in Ahrefs, but it won't actually reflect your true traffic. So it's one of those things you've got to be a bit careful with. And that's basically what we see here. We can see this Ahrefs dental clinic that's ranking number 9 for dentist near me in the UK. That's because they are actually based in Tottenham, and as we saw, Ahrefs is searching from a London location. So for dentist near me in the UK, Ahrefs is looking in London, and in London, Ahrefs dental clinic actually ranks really well. But they do also rank for the true local searches as well, so all the Tottenham keywords. So we can see they're number 4 for dentist Tottenham. So if we have a look at their homepage, we can see exactly how they've done that, and it's really not rocket science. We can see how well optimized this page is, because if we look at the location of Tottenham using Command F or Control F, we can see Tottenham has been mentioned 7 times. So this whole page is really well geared towards Tottenham. If we look at all their treatments, and I go through all these other pages, it's dental implants Tottenham, porcelain veneers Tottenham, crowns bridges Tottenham. Now, these aren't getting any noticeable traffic in Ahrefs, but it's all that topical and geographical relevance that's telling Google we are fully specialized in Tottenham. So those pages aren't ranking, but the fact that everything is Tottenham, I think, adds up to that local relevance for dentist Tottenham, which is ultimately what's going to convert for them. However, they do have a dentist near me keyword here. In fact, they've combined that with NHS dentist near me and had to qualify that there's a bit of a nuance there. NHS is not applicable to everyone, but they know that NHS dentist near me is a really popular search term. So they've tried to combine those keywords of dentist near me and NHS dentist near me. So if we just put near me, we can actually see that's the only mention of the keyword on the page. However, they've also used their meta titles and descriptions effectively. If we use the Ahrefs Chrome extension here and we go to the content tab, we can look at their meta title. So that's what shows up on Google. So we should be able to find that here. Anna House Dental Clinic, that's the one. So Dentist Tottenham, Seven Sisters, and they've actually run out of character count here, but we can see the full version here using the Ahrefs Chrome extension, which is Dentist Tottenham Private and NHS Dentist Near Me. So very clear, they've got Near Me in the meta title. They've also got these other locations, and they've also got their secondary keywords of private NHS dentist near me. And again, the meta description, there's some debate over meta descriptions because Google's always rewriting them anyway, but we can see here, dentist in Tottenham, near Seven Sisters. Even just using near, even though it's not near me, is probably contributing to that relevance. If we have a look at the actual search result, Google is actually using the meta description they've set, so that seems to be working really well for them. And let's not beat about the bush. This is a DR of 4 that's getting 862 visitors per month for a high value competitive niche of dentistry. So as you can see, local SEO, really not rocket science. If we have a look at some of these referring domains, we'll probably see they've used Citations very well. Citations work great for local SEO. They're a key part of the map pack at the top, but they're also just good for ranking organically in those locations as well. Loads of videos on my channel about citations, but they're basically listings in local business directories, and basically they're cheap, easy backlinks for your site anyway, but they also contribute to that local relevance. So let's have a look at the rest of the search result and what competitors are doing. And it's the same story. We've got private dentist near me and Golders Green, North London. Then down here, we've got emergency dentist near me, Greenwich, NHS and private. So these are all basically rewritings of the same basic stuff. So you don't really want to overthink the near me stuff. Remember, you might well fully target near me and you'll find you get this massive spike in Ahrefs, but you're actually just ranking for wherever Ahrefs is searching from. If that's relevant to your audience, then great. Not so good if it's not. But the main thing is, do people in your local area searching for your service near me in that location, are you showing up for them? And the way to do that is to just target your own area really well and include that near me keyword as well as the actual absolute location. So we have the relative near me, and we have the absolute, the actual location. In fact, this Greenwich one has done it really well. So emergency dentist near me, Greenwich, NHS and private. We've got those secondary keywords there, so you want to break down to your other services within that. So to take an example from a different niche, if you're a lawyer, then yes, you'll want to rank for lawyer near me, but if you're specializing in accident lawyers, personal injury, you want to get those in there as well. Now, if we look at this meta description, you can see they've done this very well. If you're looking for a welcoming and highly experienced emergency dentist near me, being really obvious about this, they've even put it in quotation marks because they're trying to get that keyword in there. Our Greenwich Dental Clinic offers same-day appointments, so they've got Greenwich Dental Clinic as well. So on one hand, we've got near me. On one hand, we've got the absolute location, and it is fine to do that. People worry about keyword stuffing, saying, you shouldn't over-optimize anymore because it's too obvious to Google. There's definitely complications there. Generally, I still lean more towards keyword stuffing rather than no keywords. And for local, it's wide open. Remember, Google's a really complex machine. We want to give it everything we can to make sure we rank for our key proximity, our local location. So being very deliberate with your meta title and the meta description, including the location, and the near me, the actual semantic of near me, because Google's always trying to match this keyword, this search term, with whatever's on your page and in your metas, then that all helps. So if we look at this page, let's see what else they've done. So we can see what is probably a H1 on the page, need an emergency dentist near me. If we go to inspect, that should be, it's actually a H2. So is there actually a H1 on the page? If not, then they're missing out. Then we've got emergency dentist in Greenwich. That should be a H2. For those of you who aren't aware, H1 is like your main title. This is just HTML and basically how a page is structured. There we go, so that's a H1. So, okay, I don't really have a problem with that. I'd probably do it the other way around and have the H1 as need an emergency dentist near me, and then the H2 for emergency dentist in Greenwich. But that works, it's not a major issue. But basically these HTML tags, they're just a hierarchy. So you want your main title to be heading 1, H, and all your secondary titles to be H2. And if you're going to that level of detail and you have like an extra layer within that, then you can do H3, H4, etc. Some people make the mistake of thinking this should be H1, this should be H2, H3, H4. It just doesn't work like that. It's just a classification system. So H1, main heading. Secondary headings, H2. Any sort of sub-details within that, H3, and so on. Most people don't go beyond H4. Now, if we look at this paragraph, Again, we can see very highly tailored. So emergency dentist near me, again in quotation marks, which is hilarious. Greenwich Dental Clinic, again trying to get that emergency detail in there. Any niche with SEO is always better if it's emergency, instant, fast. So that's why locksmiths are so popular, vehicle breakdown, things like that. The best clients are those who can't afford to wait, basically. So when you're doing your initial keyword research for local business, really try and go for those time-based ones where they're not going to mess around getting loads of quotes from people. With all my experience in insurance, some of the best clients we ever had were always basically completing a sale, and people need that insurance to kick in as soon as the sale goes through, or even in the intermediary period. Don't forget about other locations. It's good to get into the page. Most people do that pretty well now. So Greenwich, Woolwich, Canary Wharf, Bermondsey, South East London, emergency dental care, and they've got orthodontics in there as well. And yeah, any questions and answers can also include that keyword. So need an emergency dentist near me, open on Saturday and Sunday. It's still got that near me keyword in there. Unlike most other emergency dentists in Greenwich. So you can see how this kind of feels like old school SEO, where they're really stuffing all those keywords into the page. But as we've seen, it works. If we go back to that search results, they're at number 18. And yet they're getting 5,000 visitors per month with a DR of just 8. So really not that many backlinks, but good tailored on-page content for local searches. Let's have a look at some of the other keywords. And again, we're skewed. So some of that 5,000 will be coming from these 1,500 visitors for dentist near me searches. And we know that's because Ahrefs are searching from London. That is therefore biased. But it does tell us that they're in London, they're targeting London, therefore that's accurate. They are ranking for near me in London. And they're number 1 for Greenwich Dental Practice, but otherwise absolutely crushing it on those near me keywords. So as you can see, in their case, they were much more specific about targeting near me. So again, let's compare near me versus Greenwich. Interesting with this one, they're not using their homepage. They've actually created a whole separate page optimized for emergency dentist near me Greenwich. So if we search for near me, this is saying 3 mentions. I think it might have been more than that, but fair enough. And now what about Greenwich? That's actually 23 times. So yeah, same as we saw before. Really heavy emphasis on the actual absolute location, but frequently mentioning near me as well. And that's exactly how you rank for near me and actually get clients from the local area. Don't forget, for local SEO, it really is a big benefit to focus on the Google Business Profile, which is what ranks in Google Maps. So this gets a massive unfair advantage. It's at the top of the vast majority of local searches. But again, it's just an algorithm like any other. It definitely helps if your website is well optimized for that location. But the fundamentals are still quite simple. You want your profile to include all your details, make sure they're accurate, keep it active, keep it up to date. And then the main ranking factors are basically those citations we talked about. So getting your name, address, and phone number listed in loads and hundreds of local business directories. Obviously, you want to get reviews. There are various sources of paid reviews out there, but they're really tough. Google's got very good at detecting them. So the best advice is, of course, to stay clean and just really work on getting every single client to leave you a Google review, even if you need to incentivize them somehow. And then the next step, which is where we're getting into more grey and black hat territory, is CTR manipulation. So it's all about engagement. So if you can get more people to search your brand name and then click and interact with your Google business listing, then that's a massive help. So you can do that kind of organically with traditional advertising. For instance, if you're running, Facebook ads, then there's a good chance people are going to Google you more because they've heard your brand before. But if you really want to step on it and push your Google Maps listing higher up, then the best approach really is CTR manipulation. So if you search CTR Booster, that's one provider I recommend. I've got a full review tutorial that's actually number 1 in YouTube for CTR Booster. This is basically a robot where if you search your brand name, it will search your brand name over and over again using unique IP addresses. You can tailor it to your local area, so using your latitude and longitude. So it will search your keyword or search your brand name, scroll down to find your listing, click on it, engage with it, and push it higher to the top. So this is getting a bit more advanced. But if you've done everything else and you want to give some more juice into that Google Maps listing, then get a robot, stick with your brand name. If you're searching your main keyword, dentist near me, orthodontist near me, all of those, that's a bit aggressive and gets detected. Whereas if Google just sees loads of people are searching your brand name, it just knows you're a good brand. And all those people are scrolling down, clicking on your listing. Google can tell, right, we made a bit of a mistake here. We're not performing optimally. Loads of people are searching for this brand. This brand should probably go higher up. And it really is as simple as